Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to RC in Motion build series video number 1, of course. This video is going to consist of what type of parts am I using for this, and what does this build consist of. You guys already seen a little preview on my previous video. We're going to name this project TrailCrusher because Stomper has already been taken by RC 4-wheel drive. Now, this particular chassis, I got it in a trade I made not too long ago, and the conditions were semi alright, but they were real poor. Most of the parts were loose. Drivetrain was loose. A lot of things needed to be done. It had a custom plate back here, but it was just made out of this soft plastic material, more like styrene. And I decided to go ahead and redo it. Redo everything. Put in new parts, put in different parts, swap things out here and there. So I went with a orange and white and black theme, as you guys can see. Let me go ahead and show you the chassis here. Let me just take out some of the scale items, and I'll be showing you guys that later. But here, take a look at this right here. It is solid as can be. Here's the front winch, and of course the hood opens up for easy access. This chassis in particular, let me show you guys this. Look at this. I went ahead and did all the painting, all the sanding, everything done myself. I actually have to clear coat the entire thing to protect it even better. But the paint I use is a Rust-Oleum, pretty much metal Rust-Oleum bright orange paint that I found at my local hardware store for about a couple bucks. I went ahead and did that. The rear panel, I went with some aluminum. It's an aluminum sheet from Lowe's. You can find it there with my Dremel. I shaped it out and I put it in the back because there was another plasticky styrene thing going on there, so I just eliminated that. The body itself is pretty much the Toyota Hilux cab. The hood, it opens up. The hinges, I painted them as well orange just to go with the theme. And then the rear, I had it from my Trail Finder too. I had the backing of the Trail Finder, so I went in and I had to, in order for it to fit on this chassis, I had to pretty much shave it down so it can create like a U shape. And I said, why not put it in the back instead of having that little plastic styrene, make it look part of the truck. So I went and shaved off the window frame from this part, shaved it down on the sides, angled it try to angle it as much as I could to match up the curves on the body. Came out pretty good, and then just backed it up with some hot glue. And I mean, it's hard on there, and the hot glue that I used, I didn't realize it, but it's made for plastic. I guess there's different types of hot glue, so I went ahead and hot glued it there, and so far it seems pretty sturdy and it fits perfect. That was another thing. I had to make sure it fit properly on the body when I sat it down, so that way the wires and the cables can come out through the bottom and fit inside the scale toolbox. So as you guys can see, it has the hole in the back, all the wires, the receiver goes in here, everything's in there, and I'm thinking about waterproofing this. This chassis, believe it or not, I got it in a trade here in Texas, and I received a message because I'm doing updates on RCCrawler.com. You guys can check me out. High Intentions with a Z, Intentions with a Z at the end. High, just H-I. On RCCrawler, I'm doing the build series on there, and as well as my local crawler forum. And this gentleman came up and said, hey, it's cool to see the chassis still alive after a few years. And I messaged him back and I said, do you know who built this? So that way I can give them proper props on my channel and just let everybody know that he does an awesome job, and he tells me it was him. So this gentleman, he runs his business for RC chassis pretty much. He builds these types of chassis, and he's got a lot of projects on RCCrawler, about 291 posts. But he does a lot of projects, custom builds like this, tubers. Right now he's working on a Camaro Rancho, I believe. Thing is beautiful. But his username is mcrawlinslow. mcrawlinslow. And if you search him on there, he's also KRB Kustumz. Kustumz with a Kustumz. That's on RCCrawler.com. Check out that forum. A lot of good people, good advice. They help you out. So he tells me he built this a couple years back. And when I look at the state he's in, he's all the way up in Washington. So this chassis has ran quite a while. It's from Washington all the way to Texas. It's made its way. And it's here on RC in Motion today. So let's go over some of the parts here. So let's go ahead and let's go over the parts that I will be using. Most of them the truck already came with, like the stock axles. Of course, I went ahead and cleaned them out. Just they had a lot of like waterproof goop. The lockouts, of course. The steering knuckles. These are STRC Team STRC orange steering knuckles. So I thought it'd go along with the build pretty good. The transmission, this transmission, you can find this. This is, I'm just gonna throw this out there. A lot of people, they like to go with name brands, like Vanquish, all these, but they all do the same. They're just running gears and they're metal and they're creating heat, and all it is a name brand. This one, you can find this one. You can purchase two of these and it will match up to the price on Vanquish. Nothing against Vanquish. I like Vanquish parts, but the price on this is so cheap. It's dirt cheap. You could get this transmission for about 20, 30 bucks on asiatees.com. Again, all this that I'm telling you guys, I'm going to put a link in the description below so you guys could take note. And I never go out to the first site I see. I do my homework. Whatever's cheap, I want to save a couple bucks. And this actually was cheap. So the entire aluminum transmission and motor plate all for about 20, 30 bucks, as well as the servo mounts. Okay. The shocks are RC 4-wheel drive, dual stage shocks. You guys can see they're dual stage. So they're pretty good. They're pretty long. You can use them for 2.2s or 1.9. This one was running 2.2s, but I took that off and I got rid of them. Of course, the gears have to be all metal. Robinson Racing gears. Now, half of these parts that I'm showing you guys is stuff I had laying around, stuff from the truck when I received it, and I'm just gonna start mounting the stuff I use. Of course, you have your little your drive gear, and then you have your little idler gear. It's all metal gears. The entire transmission is gonna run metal gears. Of course, the stock gears, but I'm going to run under on the rear. So I picked up the Axial heavy-duty bevel gear set 3614. There goes part number. You guys can see that. AX30401. I'll be running this in the rear. I'm thinking about the rear or the front, so I'll see what works out the best. But you can pick this up for about 35 bucks as of this video, I believe. So you can check those out. We have the rear. I believe this one is RC 4-wheel drive. Don't quote me on it. Or CKRC 4-link conversion for the rear. It's just a plate that sits up top on the. Let me show you guys here on the stock mount, pretty much, of your axle, and you can just run your 2 links from here. As well as the front servo plate or servo mount is an Axial BC. Again, I'll put links in the description box to all these products, but it looks pretty badass, pretty beefy. This is one of the servo plates. What else? MIP drive shafts. These are always good. Look at this, beefy drive shafts. front and rear, of course. MIPs. What else? We have all the rod ends, and then we have the titanium links, which I still have to clear coat because it's been raining here in Texas. So I have a couple here just to show you guys. The steering linkage is actually a part of a link for an AX10 Ridge Crest. So I made it part of the steering linkage just to, you know, for the theme. And it actually works good, believe it or not. It works perfect. No binding, no nothing. The metal servo horn, that's, I forget what's that one. But for the electronics, we have the Ballistics 18.5 crawler, or 18.5 turn crawler motor. And then we have attached to it the Mama Max Pro. This is the censored edition, of course. And we have that 10 amp BEC because we will be running a JR servo. Let me show you the servo. I was thinking of a high-tech, but we have the Z9100 JR servo. We're going to be running that one as well. Now for scale items, of course, we have that Toolbox. This is actually a tractor supply company here in Texas. And they sell these little cool toolboxes. Look at this. Scale item, cheap. And we have a little gas jug, fuel jug. We have the Hot Racing's 1/10 scale, I'm sorry, orange wheel hub, 5 lug. It's important I need the 5 lugs because the wheels I'm running are 5 lugs. You can check that out, part number, it's right there. Again, I'll put links in the description. We have the C hubs, or the hub carriers. We have the STRC aluminum precision machined AX10 orange hub carriers. So that'll go along with the theme. I mean, they're not that orangey, but it looks more bronze than orange. For the wheels, I picked up this set because they were cheap again, all 4, for about I'd say $25, all 4. These are aluminum. They're pretty heavy. I was thinking about putting some weight on the inner bead itself, this bead here, but they're pretty heavy. But they are the HR 1.9 Steel H Wheel 4. They are the 5 lugs. Check these out. Check those out. There you go. Focus on there. And I mean, for the price, you can't beat it. And they're steel. They're aluminum. But I like this style, and I wanted to. I thought it looked pretty badass with these wheels. For tires, I had a set of a RC 4-wheel drive Rock Locks 1.9 comp tires. So I picked these up as well. Part number, again, I'll put the link in the description. But I thought these were some beefy tires to put on this rig. They were running on it before the 2.2s. I believe they were Rovers and some aluminum 3-spoke wheels. But that's all the gear that's going into this build. I'm going to be running a 3-cell 2200 because it fits in there. Small, lipo, not too big. Trying to keep it light on the front because this chassis already weighs a lot. But all this is going into the build, and we're going to start filming here in the next week or 2. I'm going to keep it stage by stage. I'm not going to try to do a big build series like my previous videos. So I'll do like axles, electronics, tires, and so forth. Keep it simple, small, maybe transmission. I'll show you the stuff I use for the transmission, and then just go from there. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, like always, rate, comment, subscribe. Tell your friends, family members, anybody who likes or enjoys watching build videos or any type of videos. I'll soon be posting a video on the updated SCX10 Honcho, and then go about doing some running videos for you guys once I'm done building this one. So, like always, stay tuned to this build series, and thank you again for visiting RC in Motion. Keep them tires on the track.